today's lesson we're talking about angles. More specifically, we're talking about categorizing and naming angles. So today what we're going to talk about is going to be very important for the ECT geometry section because a lot of principles that we'll talk about will apply to those problems. So I'm just going to write down what we're going to discuss. So we're going to do categorizing, and then we're also going to name some angles. So there are three common angles that you'll see on the ECT test. So they're called the acute angle, the right angle, and then the obtuse angle. So those are the three types. I'm going to start off with the right angle. I think this angle is very important to keep in mind when you do your problems because I think it's very important to know because this is what a right angle looks like. So the right angle looks like this. Right angle means it has 90 degrees. So that's what this angle is. And the reason why, or the way to show that it is 90 degrees is through the symbol. It's a little box. So that shows that it's a 90-degree angle. So then for the acute angle, so the acute angle is less than 90 degrees. So between 0 and 90 degrees is what an acute angle is classified as. So they typically look like this. This is what an acute angle looks like. A way for me to or to understand, like, or remember what acute angle is acute, I think of like cute, which is like kind of small, so smaller than 90 degrees. For the obtuse angle, this angle is bigger than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. And one way I keep in mind of what an obtuse angle is another word for obtuse is wide, so like a wide angle. So typically they look like this. So this is what a wide angle looks like. And then you can notice that like for the right angle, it's a little box here to know what the angle is. But for acute and obtuse, it's a little curve. So those are the three angles. So we're just gonna, let's give you some practice of like naming the angles, or categorizing angles, excuse me. So what does this angle look like? What is this angle here? What would you call this angle?
Acute.
Acute, that's right. Oh, well, this angle right here. Obtuse. All right, so what about this angle right here?
Right.
Not necessarily, because it doesn't have the symbol right here. So it doesn't have the box. If it had the box like this, then it'd be a right angle. But you can't just visually see an angle and be like, if it looks like this, like, if it didn't have this, like, oh, it's a right angle. You can't assume. So this could either be an acute angle, or this could be an obtuse angle. So if it's like, let's say, 89 degrees, then it's an acute angle. If it's like 91 degrees, then it's an obtuse angle. So you got to make sure to keep in mind when you look at your problems that it has this symbol here to show that is a right angle. So, there's a little practice on that. So now for naming angles. So for angles, typically you'll see letters around the angle. So for example, I'll do a right angle here. Let's say it's called A, B, C. So when you name angles, you show this symbol here, say that you're naming this angle. And then there's two ways you can name this angle. But the most important part when you are naming the angle is that you get the vertex, which is where the two lines meet to form the angle. So in this case, it would be line AB and line CB. They meet where B is, and B is where the vertex is located in this angle. So it's very important to note that where the vertex is, because this position where the vertex is when you name the angle is going to be the same in every instance. So for example, I would name this angle A, B, C. And B is in the middle because that's the vertex. So there is another way to name this angle, Matt. What's another way to name this angle?
CBA.
That's right. So that's another way you can name this angle is doing CBA. So we're doing some little practice. So let's say we have this angle right here. It's an obtuse angle. So Thomas, give me a letter.
H.
Right, you got H. Henry, give me a letter.
P.
P. And then Scott,
R.
give me a letter. R. So there's two ways to name this angle. So what's the first way?
HBI.
HPR. There you go. So that's the first way to name it. And then for the second way, what does that answer?
RPH.
RPH. There you go. And that's important because the P is in the middle, because it's the vertex. So that's how you name angles. So just to recap what we've gone over, So first, by categorizing, there's three different types of angles: acute, right, and obtuse. Most important one to keep in mind is right angle with this symbol, because this shows that it's a 90-degree angle. But for acute and obtuse, just think of like the word of the names, and then when you think of acute, think of small because it's acute size, and then for obtuse, think like wide. So